In 2006, Heston Blumenthal, master chef and owner of the then greatest restaurant in the world, the Fat Duck, gave us his recipe for perfect steak in chips. It's classic Heston, focusing on the details, looking at what works and what doesn't, and trying to make it accessible for the home cook.
Now, for a dish that seems so simple, it's so easy to get wrong.
Now, 20 years later, I'm going to cook it in a way he never expected, using an air fryer. With thanks to Typhur for sponsoring this video. We're going to see if modern kitchen tech can catch up to what Heston was aiming for. So let's get on with the meat. Rather than starting with a pre-cut, thin steak that will cook in the blink of an eye, I'm using a thick rib of beef. This will allow us to do a long, slow cook. A slow cook? Yes, about 18 hours. And this is where the air fryer is going to come in. Heston asked us to turn a domestic oven to 50 degrees C and then wait for the steak to hit temperature and hold it there for 18 hours. Domestic ovens are very erratic, with the thermostat kicking in every so often to check what the temperature is doing and adjusting as necessary. Also, at the lower end, those low temperatures, domestic ovens aren't calibrated that well because they're just not designed for those low temperatures. Meanwhile, machines like this air fryer are perfectly happy to sit at an almost constant 50 degrees C. To kick things off, I'm going to brown it very quickly on the outside with a blowtorch. Not a silly little thing you'd make a creme brulee with, but a full powered thing I might do some quick welding with. This is just going to give a quick sear to get everything started on the outside. At the low temperatures we're working with, you can get a very pallid exterior. Once that's seared on all sides, it's going to go into the air fryer, and as I said, I'm going to program it to 50 degrees C and set it for 18 hours. With the Typhur, I can do that on the device itself, or I can use its built-in app that talks to the air fryer. So I'm cooking this steak in the Typhur Dome 2, the sponsors of this video. What makes this different from the normal standard noisy air fryers you're used to with the little drawers is an obsessive focus on technology and details. It has twin elements above and below the tray so that it can heat the food from different directions. The wide drawer allows you to fit more things on one plate. I've been testing it this week and been able to put a whole range of things in a single tray. You can even fit a 12-inch pizza in one. It's a 15-in-1 machine that handles everything from fresh pizza to dehydrating with a massive temperature range. And it also comes with an app that's really handy for setting the time and the temperature, but also enables you to monitor it from anywhere. And because of its remote connection to the air fryer, I can even check it while I'm out for a walk. It also comes with Typhur AI, a little built-in widget that you can talk through your recipe with, and it will come back with directions that you can send directly to the air fryer. Now, I'm going to be cooking a messy steak in this. Well, that's okay, because the Typhur also has a self-cleaning function. Set it to cleaning mode and it'll vaporize all those nasties and makes cleaning an absolute breeze compared to other air fryers I've used. Its sleek shape means it fits in many different kitchens. With thanks to Typhur for sponsoring this video, and if you'd like to try one for yourself, visit the link in the description or in the comment below. And if you use my link, you'll get an extra 10% off at checkout. After 18 hours, we can see the results. It's absolutely perfect, a burnished mahogany colour. We're now going to cover it and leave it to rest at room temperature for 4 hours. While that meat rests, I can get on with the other part of this equation. Triple cooked chips. Now, Heston is famous for his triple cooked fries, but his involves a boiling stage, a deep frying and a second deep frying. Well, I'm going to replace those deep frying stages with air frying stages. I'm starting by cooking a floury potato, Maris Piper in this case, into thick 1 centimetre by 1 centimetre chips. Then I'm going to parboil them in salted water for about 10 minutes. We want them to start losing structure but not falling apart. And now here's the really important bit. We're going to drive off all that moisture. Pop it onto a rack on top of a baking tray. Keep them well spaced so that they can breathe and evaporate all that excess steam. Then transfer that tray to the freezer for at least 30 minutes. The dry conditions inside the freezer are perfect for removing that moisture. Then, after 30 minutes or so, I'm just going to brush those with some beef fat that I've melted gently. You can use tallow, dripping, whatever, but just some nice tasty fat that is going to coat these chips. I'm going to air fry these chips at 150 degrees for about 10 minutes. That's going to essentially cook them so they'll be tasty, but not super crunchy just yet. Again, back on the rack, over a tray, back in the freezer. This is a point where you could store these fries for a few weeks or months. Just bag them up once they've dried out. And for the final cook, we crank up the temperature to 200 degrees for just 5 or 6 minutes until crunchy on the outside. For my steak, I need to give it one final blast to give it a colour on the outside. So again, I crank the air fryer to its maximum setting. That's just going to take 2 minutes on each side just to form a hard sear and bring it back up to temperature. So just look at the cross section, lovely and pink throughout. And that slow cooking has allowed the fat to go throughout the meat. Absolutely full of flavour. And the chips. Full of crunch, it works. The precision of the air fryer actually pulls off Heston's philosophy without needing a commercial setup. It's a great little hack. And that was Heston Blumenthal's perfect steak and triple cooked chips. I hope you enjoyed that, with thanks to members scrolling on screen now, and check out my link in the description for 10% off your Typhur air fryer, and I will catch you next time.